You are a crematorium technician. Guadalajara, 3:17 a.m. The steel door of retort 2 is open, a wall of shimmering heat roaring silently in the small room. Your hand is on the hydraulic switch, but you can't move, because the dead man on the loading tray has curled his fingers around the edge of the white shroud, gripping it like a blanket. Here's how you got there. You work the night shift at Jardines del Sol Crematorium. It's a clean job, a quiet job. It pays 8,000 pesos a month, which is enough for your small apartment and the medicine your mother needs for her lungs. She thinks you work security. You let her. Your father was a stonemason. He taught you how to be precise, how to respect the materials, how a small mistake at the start becomes a crack that ruins the entire slab. You think about that when you check the paperwork. Every form initialed, every tag checked against the log. Precision is respect. The facility is on the outskirts of the city, where the streetlights give up. Tonight, it is just you. The hum of the ventilation system is a constant companion. The soft hiss of the gas lines. The deep, rumbling thrum of retort 1, which has been running since 11 p.m. Mr. Flores. Age, 82. Natural causes. You know the sounds. You know the smells, or rather, the lack of them. Modern crematoriums are efficient, sterile. The only thing you ever smell is the faint, clean scent of disinfectant and the coffee you brew to stay awake. You are in control here. This is your space. The dead are just cargo. They have paperwork. They have procedures. You finished with Mr. Flores an hour ago. You swept the coarse, chalk-white bone fragments from the cooling chamber. Ran the powerful magnet over them to pull out the surgical pins from his hip replacement. The fragments went into the cremulator, which ground them into a fine gray powder. You poured the powder, the ashes, into a plastic bag, sealed it, and placed it in the labeled cardboard box. All precise. All respectful. A job done right. You cleaned your tools. You updated the logbook. You drank your coffee and waited. The call came at 2:30 a.m. A new arrival from the city morgue. You buzzed open the gate for the transport van. 2 men you've seen before, tired and silent, wheeled the gurney in. They handed you the clipboard. You checked the name. Hector Ramos Didain. Age 47. You signed the transfer form. They nodded and left. You are alone with Hector Ramos. He is under a standard white sheet. A tag is tied to his right big toe. You check it against the name on the form. It matches. You check the authorization for cremation, signed by his wife. You check the cause of death listed on the certificate from the coroner. Cardiac arrest. Simple. Eshan, Galman. Clean. You put on a fresh pair of nitrile gloves. You roll the gurney next to the stainless steel prep table. You are supposed to inspect the body, remove any jewelry or medical devices the morgue might have missed, especially pacemakers. A pacemaker in the retort is a small bomb. You've heard stories of them blowing the door clean off. You pull back the sheet. Hector Ramos is pale, his skin waxy in the fluorescent light. He has a thick, black mustache and the tired lines of a man who worked too hard. There's a small gold cross on a thin chain around his neck. You unclasp it. It's worn from his skin. You place it in a small labeled bag to be returned to his wife. You run the handheld metal detector over his chest. No beep. No pacemaker. Good. Good. You check his fingers. No rings. His mouth. No gold fillings. He is ready. This is the part of the job that is purely mechanical. You position the cardboard cremation container on the hydraulic loader. You in the silence of the room lift Hector Ramos from the gurney and place him inside the container. You cover him again with a clean shroud. A final piece of paperwork, a metal disc with his identification number, is placed in the container with him. It will not burn. It will be in the ashes. It ensures he is always Hector Ramos. Precision. Respect. D. You roll the loader up to retort 2. You press the button, and the heavy steel door groans open. The heat washes over you, dry and intense. A blast from a desert sun. Inside, the brick is glowing a soft, cherry red. Temperature, 850 degrees Celsius. Ready. Wad. You place your hand on the hydraulic switch that will feed the container into the chamber. You take a breath. It is a moment you always afford. A small, silent nod. For Mr. Dunamama, Katirsi, Flores. For Hector Ramos. Ty. For the job. That is when you see it. A twitch. The shroud over his left hand. A small, simple movement. A flutter. You freeze. Your hand hovers over the switch. It's nothing. You've read the manuals. Post-mortem muscular spasm. Trapped. Gas my. Nerves firing their last signals. It happens. You know it happens. The body is a machine, and it takes time for all the parts to shut down. You tell yourself this. You breathe. It's 3 a.m. You are tired. Your eyes are playing tricks on you. You look again. The hand is still. The shroud is flat. See? Nothing. Just your mind, awake too long in a silent building with the dead. You needed to finish the job. You have another arrival scheduled at 6 a.m. The schedule is the schedule. You place your fingers back on the switch. You apply pressure. The loader whirs, beginning to inch forward. A sound. It is not a sound from the machinery. It is not the roar of the furnace or the hum of the fans. It is a soft, wet, creaking sound. It comes from the box. From him. Your blood runs cold. You stop the loader. The sound came from his chest. You know it did. Like leather stretching. Like knuckles cracking. You stare at the white form under the shroud. Waiting, waiting. The only thing that moves is the shimmering heat haze from the open retort door. The silence in the room is now heavy. It is listening with you. Minutes pass. Nothing, nothing. You let out a breath you didn't know you were holding. Your own nerves. The stress of the job. You have to finish. You lean forward. You don't know why. Maybe to prove to yourself that it's all in your head. You pull the shroud back from his face. Hector Ramos looks the same. Eyes closed. Skin pale. But something is different. The line of his mouth. It seems tighter. Less slack. You look closer. His eyelids. Are they fluttering? No, Shua. You are imagining it. You must be. You reach out. Your gloved finger touches his cheek. It is cold. Not cool, but deeply, unnervingly cold. The cold of refrigerated meat. There's no life here. You are sure of it. You pull your hand back. Relieved. You are just tired. Spooked. You pull the shroud back over his face. You turn back to the controls. Then you see his hand. His left hand, which was lying flat at his side, is no longer flat. The fingers are bent, curled slightly inward. As you watch, one finger, the index finger, slowly, deliberately, straightens. Then it curls again. A single, sickening articulation of a single joint. This is not a spasm. This is not trapped gas. A spasm is a jerk, a flutter. This was slow. This was controlled. You back away from the console. Your heart is a drum against your ribs. Your throat is tight. You look from the body to the open, roaring mouth of the retort. The solution is right there. The procedure. The paperwork is signed. He is, by every legal and medical definition, dead. But your eyes saw it. You know what you saw. You can't call anyone. What would you say? The body for cremation moved its finger? They would send you to a hospital. You would lose this job. Your mother would lose her medicine. You would be the crazy one, the one who couldn't handle the night shift. The manual, the training, it has no section for this. The man on the tray is Hector Ramos. Age, 47. Cause of death. Cardiac. Arrest. This is a fact. This is on the paper. You watch the hand again. It is still now. Did you really see it? Could it have been a trick of the heat, the light, your exhausted mind? You need it to be. You take a step forward. Then, another. You are back at the control panel. The heat from the retort is a constant pressing thing. It feels like a presence. You look at the body in the container, and the shroud over his chest rises. A small, shallow, unmistakable rise. And then, it falls. It is a breath. It is a breath, and you are the only one who saw it. He is lying on the loading tray for an 850-degree oven, and he just took a breath. All the systems you trust, the doctors, the coroners, the paperwork, the science, they have all failed. They have brought a living man to your door and told you to burn him. And now, you are part of that system. Your mind races. Call an ambulance. But the door is locked. The phone is in the office. It would take them 20 minutes to get here. 20 minutes of what? Of you trying to explain this. Of him waking up? What would he be if he woke up? A man pronounced dead, kept in a morgue refrigerator for hours. What would wake up from that? The fear is no longer just fear. It is a cold, sharp calculation. Your job. Your mother. Your life. Or his. A life that is already officially over. A new sound. A low moan. Air passing over vocal cords. It is quiet, barely a whisper. But in the silent room, it is a scream. His eyes are still closed. The sound came from his throat. You are not a stonemason like your father, but you understand his lesson. A small mistake at the start. A crack that ruins everything. Someone made a mistake. The doctor. The coroner. And now the crack has run all the way to you. You are the end of the line. You have to decide if the slab is ruined. Your hand finds the switch. It is cold and solid. The roar of the furnace fills your ears. It is the only sound in the world. He is not Hector Ramos anymore. He is a problem. He is a threat to your quiet, orderly life, to your mother's health. He is a piece of paper that says he is dead. You are the one who makes the paper true. You look at him. His fingers, the ones on his left hand, slowly uncurl. They reach out just an inch and grasp the edge of the white shroud. They hold it. A firm, solid grip. This is your moment. The point of no return. You are the man on the night shift. You are the one who keeps the schedule. You push the switch. The hydraulic loader engages with a decisive thud. It begins to move forward, smooth and unstoppable. The cardboard container slides toward the glowing red maw of the retort. You do not take your eyes off him. The container passes the threshold. The intense heat ignites the edges of the cardboard instantly, flames licking up the sides. As the fire touches the shroud covering his face, his eyes snap open. They are not the cloudy eyes of the dead. They are wide, clear, and focused. They lock onto yours. There is no confusion in them. No fear. Only a look of ancient, knowing recognition. He does not scream as the flames cover him. He just watches you. The loader finishes its journey. You hit the next switch. The heavy steel door slides shut, sealing him inside. The roar of the fire is muffled to a low rumble. The job is done. You stand there for a long time. The smell of disinfectant seems sharp in your nostrils. You look at your hands. They are steady. You go to the logbook. You write down the time. 3:19 a.m. Start of cremation for Hector Ramos died. You